everyone, welcome back to Jessie Lifestyle at Home. I held my sister's bridal shower in my house. We had like 50 women. We were elbow to elbow in this place. It was so tight, but I feel like everyone had a really good time. I was a bad YouTuber and I didn't video any of it myself. So these are stolen from my mom and my sister and other people that went to the party. But I think it was a really good time. The food was really good. Everyone laughed. They loved the mimosa bar. And it just felt really good to get all of the women that are supporting my sister and her fiance in their upcoming nuptials. It was really great to see all the family and friends there and having a great time. But I gotta tell you, I will never have this many people in my house at one time again. It was a little bit overwhelming. Everyone had a good time, but yeah, it was chaos. I didn't get any video of us taking everything down, so this is like 2 days after. It was still kind of a hot mess. Everything, my aunt and my mom and my grandma and some other ladies helped kind of clean up right after the party. But my husband and I cleaned up all the tables the next morning in our pajamas. We turned on the TV and hung out and just kind of broke everything down. So I thought it was going to be cheaper to actually have the party at my house. Plus it's kind of like more old fashioned and very like you could talk with everybody and just it feels a little bit more cozy and homey to have it in a home versus an event space. And so my sister sent me 40 people to invite. I sent out 40 invitations and usually half come or 3/4 of the people that are invited end up coming. So I was expecting maybe like 25 to 30 people in my house at one time, and 47 people RSVP'd. So 7 more than the invitations that I actually set out came, which is wonderful, which shows that, my sister and her fiance Bill are creating a wonderful community around them. And so I'm not complaining that there were so many people in the house, but I definitely overestimated how many people were going to be here. And so we host a lot of parties. So we already had 6 tables and some chairs, but I ended up just purchasing the excess chairs that we were going to need instead of renting them, because it would have been around the same cost to rent. But like I said, we throw so many like parties that I just said, you know what, I'm just going to invest in some chairs, some new tablecloths, some chair covers and everything like that. So I need to get some bins to hold the 50 chair covers and the 50 pack of everything else. I also over ordered the champagne. I think I got 16 bottles of champagne. I was thinking at least 2 bottles per table, but this was definitely a chilled event and people were hitting up the mimosa bar, but they weren't killing it, So I figured any of the extra champagne we can just use for the rehearsal dinner and, Mother's Day and different things that we host. So it will eventually get used, but I just always rather have too much than not enough when it comes to hosting parties. So those tiered, 3-tiered white trays I got as part of like a 10-piece set off of Amazon, and I absolutely love them. It came with 2 of the round 3-tiered trays and 2 of the square 3-tiered trays. What a tongue twister. And then some of the flat trays as well. And I end up washing them as a like whole unit, but you unscrew all the pieces and they'll fit flat in a gallon size storage bag, like freezer bag. So glad I decided to pick them up because it was really nice to be able to make like put some of the fruit on the tier tray and some of the vegetables and crackers and stuff like that and kind of like elevate the buffet. And it just kind of like classed up the buffet a little bit. So that was one of the purchases that I like was really glad I decided to do. I also bought they're not in the shop, but I guess they're hiding underneath in the back there, but I also bought some of these plastic like wine glasses. I do regret buying them because they were a lot smaller than I thought, and a lot of people just decided to make their mimosas in like a clear plastic cup instead of the blue ones, and they ended up not using them at all. But I'm going to go ahead and wash all of them and reuse them again for like the rehearsal dinner or something, instead of throwing them away because they were kind of expensive for what they are, which is disposable glassware. And like I said, I throw a lot of different parties throughout the year, and I love the Target dollar spot. I don't think it's called that anymore, but the Target dollar spot, especially around this time of year, they have a lot of like entertaining things. So I have a couple like tiered display like dessert stands, I want to call them. I cannot for the life of me remember what they're actually called. And that I just wash and reuse like year after year. So that's a good spot to find some entertaining things. And we have so much soda left over, which is great for my kids, but it's definitely a lot to kind of keep on the counter. I'd rather keep it on the counter so they can see it, drink it, get rid of it, and then I'll eventually have my counter back. And I ordered her cake from Sam's Club. I just did a 2-tiered cake with, I think, scalloped design and also white sugar sprinkles on it. And it was delicious. And I also ordered the 30 cupcakes from there as well. I put up a clear sheer and then some of those like twinkle lights I kind of hung up there as well on this curtain rod. That's one of my favorite things to kind of dress up the cake or dessert table, is to add a backdrop here and have it look a little bit extra special. So I'm just putting my regular curtains back up in there, and I'm going to be washing all of the linens as well because that is a lot of washing to do. It felt so good to get this kitchen clean. This kitchen has been a mess before the party, during the party, and after the party. So it just felt so good to get back to how my kitchen normally looks, which is like, having 6 people live in this house. Also, if you are a regular on my channel, you knew I had a snow day like theme in my China hutch right here, the blue one. And so I just quickly took out all of the snow day stuff and just put up a very like basic display in there. And while I was doing that, I broke 5 of the salad plates and one of the saucers to my cup and saucers in there, and I was so sad. And I went to the replacements website that I bought the previous cup and saucer from, and they didn't have any, but luckily eBay had one for $1.99. Cost $10 in shipping, but at least it only cost me $1.99 for one saucer. Wow, look how dirty these floors were. The arches are a new purchase for me as well, but I figured I could use them in future parties. And let me tell you, this confetti balloons, I tried to vacuum them up and sweep them up the other day, and they would not come up. So I'm just gonna have to pick them up off the floor one by one. But these arches I'm just going to keep as is, but they kind of break down and are easy to put away inside of a container as well. But I'm going to keep them together because my sister may or may not use them for the wedding. The spandex covers come off and she can put whatever color she wants in there. So Malcolm was going to help me pick up some of this confetti off the floor so we can clean the floor, because like I said, we had so many people coming in and out of this house this weekend. I still have to work on refinishing this top. That is definitely on my plans of things to do. And also I'm going to be working on my dining room makeover. I'm so excited and happy about. I'm so excited about it. Our house looks so much bigger without the playroom right there, kind of like messing everything up and having a bunch of clutter in there. One of the new, Malcolm's helping me clean. One of the new things that I've added is the scarf that I bought from Japan. I decided to add to the entryway because it kind of matches all the colors and the spring colors. And, I rather like display the scarf or shawl than have it just tucked in my, my closet. So I figured I would share that with you guys. Malcolm is in the phase where he likes to throw things down the stairs, and it's not always stuffed animals either. He throws anything he can down the stairs. And so here I had to yell at him a little bit and, make him understand that he's not supposed to throw things down there because it could hurt somebody, or the thing he's throwing might not be like a stuffed animal. It might, actually break something. So it's always work. It's always just once we look how dirty these floors were, it's always something else, especially with a toddler, because you always have to be consistent and firm and follow through on, discipline. And he is definitely keeping me on my toes. I really don't want to let him get away with things just because he's the baby of the family. So he pretty much gets disciplined by all four of us. And he tries to get away with a lot of stuff, and we're keeping him accountable. We're not letting him be a little stinker. And for the party, as you saw in the pictures, we emptied out all of the furniture and we put it in my primary bedroom. So it was like really shoved in there for like 2 days. But my living room looked so huge without my furniture in there, like, because the couch kind of cuts the living room in half. And so visually it looks a lot smaller than it is, but we were managed to fit 4 tables with 8 chairs around each table in there. Like, there was a lot of chairs in there. And it worked out. Like I said, we were elbow to elbow in here, but everybody had a seat, I guess, and everybody had a place to play games. We played the game where you pass the bouquet around, kind of like hot potato. And when the music stopped, well, actually, I was yelling stop and go because the music wasn't loud enough for everyone to hear. Wherever the bouquet landed on, they were out of the game. So we played that game. That was kind of fun. We played the one with the rings. That one was kind of eh. We played Guess How Many Kisses for the soon-to-be misses. And I don't know. It wasn't as many participants. But I'm the type of person that like doesn't like games. Like, I just want to sit there and eat and chat with people and catch up and, watch people open their presents if they want to. It's just more of like a fellowship thing. Like, you want to go and talk and, just be excited for the bride to be and just kind of show your support. Like, I don't know. So I did we did one scratch off as well. So I just kind of wanted to do like one participation game, one easy game, and kind of like passive games, which is like the ring and the Guess How Many Kisses. So people could participate if they wanted to, but it was no big deal if they didn't want to. Oh, and I'm so happy this window is finally fixed. It looks so good in here now. Like, it's so much more light and just elevates this whole sliding door area instead of it being foggy on one side. it was starting to get super windy outside, and it ended up being a massive thunderstorm. And my husband was coming home from, I think, North Carolina or South Carolina. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. He's everywhere all the time, and he wasn't able to go up the Chesapeake Bay Bridge tunnel through Virginia, and he had to come up through Annapolis. And luckily, they had suspended people going on the bridge because of the wind. But what would have taken him, I don't know, 5 hours, it like doubled his travel time home. So he had a long journey home, and I was busy trying to clean up and get everything organized before he got home. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. And thank you so much for letting me ramble on and on and on about the bridal shower. It was something that I had been thinking of and working on for ever since my sister got engaged last summer at my house. So I am just thankful you guys let me share, my life with you guys. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.